This is the story of Mark Donnelly, 60 years old, project manager at a manufacturing plant outside Cincinnati, Ohio, married, 2 grown kids, a house on a tree-lined street with a kitchen that needs redoing. Mark spent the prior decade putting in the base elective deferral limit to his employer's Roth 401k every year. No catch-up contributions, just steady, year-after-year discipline. By the time he sat down to do the rollover in 2024, his account held $300,000, $180,000 of after-tax contributions, $120,000 of investment earnings. The kind of disciplined retirement saver every retirement column holds up as the model. 2 years ago, Mark left that manufacturing job. He sat at his kitchen table on a quiet Saturday morning, laptop open, the rollover paperwork from his brokerage spread across the wood grain. Same day, same custodian rollover. $300,000 moved out of the Roth 401k and into a brand new Roth IRA at the brokerage. No tax event on the paperwork. Clean transfer. The kind of routine financial chore most retirees handle without a second thought. A few months later, still age 58 that year, Mark pulled $180,000 out of the new Roth IRA to buy into a small business partnership with a longtime friend. 0 federal tax, 0 penalty. Exactly what Internal Revenue Code Section 408A, subsection D4, the ordering rule promised him. Contributions come out first. His $180,000 of basis from the old Roth 401k transferred into the receiving Roth IRA as regular contributions under Treasury Regulation 1.408A10, question and answer 3. The federal government could not touch a dollar of it. Fast forward 2 more years. Mark is 60 now, past 59 and a half. The kitchen is finally getting redone. Linoleum from 1997, cabinets older than his marriage, countertops scarred by 20 years of family dinners. $40,000 will fix it. He goes back to the same Roth IRA account, 10-year-old Roth money in his mind, past 59 and a half in his mind. What could possibly go wrong? He pulls another $40,000. The following April, he files his federal tax return. The Internal Revenue Service takes $8,800. Federal income tax. On Roth money he had held in some form of Roth account for 10 consecutive years. No early withdrawal penalty past 59 and a half, but straight income tax on Roth. This is the story of why. To understand the trap, picture Mark's Roth IRA as a 3-layer stack. The bottom layer, the foundation, is regular contributions, money already taxed before it ever went into the account. $180,000 in Mark's case, transferred over from the old Roth 401k as basis under Treasury Regulation 1.408A10, question and answer 3. The middle layer is conversion contributions. Mark did not have any of those. The top layer is investment earnings, $120,000 that grew inside the account over a decade of compounding. Section 408A, subsection D4, the ordering rule says distributions come out of the bottom layer first. Contributions before conversions. Conversions before earnings. The IRS literally cannot tax a Roth IRA distribution if it is still pulling from the contribution layer, because that money was already taxed before it ever went in. Mark's $180,000 pull in year 1 drained the bottom layer completely. Tax-free, penalty-free. The statute did exactly what the statute promised. His brokerage still issued a Form 1099-R, and he still reported the distribution on Form 8606 Part 3, but the taxable amount on every line was 0 because the ordering rule made the withdrawal a non-event for federal income tax purposes. This is where most retirement education stops. Roth distributions are tax-free. Use the ordering rule. Your basis comes out first. All of it true. All of it useless if you do not understand what happens to the next layer when the first one is empty. After the year 1 withdrawal, Mark's Roth IRA held $120,000, all of it pure earnings, no basis left, no conversions, just 10 years of investment growth compounded inside a Roth wrapper. When Mark pulled $40,000 for the kitchen remodel in year 2, he was no longer in the basis layer. He was in the earnings layer. Every dollar of that $40,000 was by statute ordinary income, unless the qualified distribution test was met. Mark's marginal tax bracket in 2026 is 22%. Single filer, taxable income inside the $50,401 to $105,700 range per Revenue Procedure 2025-32 from the Internal Revenue Service. $40,000 of taxable income at 22% equals $8,800 in federal tax. Mark was past 59.5. So Internal Revenue Code Section 72T, the 10% early withdrawal penalty added nothing. The hit was pure income tax, $8,800 on Roth money. On money he had held in some form of Roth account for 10 consecutive years. The check went to the United States Treasury. The math worked exactly as the statute said it would. The trap is that the statute Mark thought he was operating under is not the statute he was actually operating under. Internal Revenue Code Section 408A, subsection D2, paragraph B and paragraph A, clause 1, read together. This is the load-bearing statute most retirement savers have never read. Paragraph B imposes the 5-year non-exclusion period. No distribution counts as qualified if made inside the 5-year window that begins with the first taxable year of the first Roth contribution. Paragraph A, Clause 1 is the age 59.5 prong. A qualified distribution must be made on or after the date the individual reaches that age. Both must be satisfied at the same time. For a Roth distribution to count as a qualified distribution, fully tax-free, earnings included, 2 prongs of a single test must both be satisfied at the same time. Prong 1, the 5-year clock on the specific Roth IRA being distributed from. Prong 2, the participant is past age 59.5 at the time of the distribution. Either prong alone fails the test. Both must be met. The statute uses the word and, not or. Now the trap. Treasury Regulation 1.408A10, question and answer 4, makes it explicit. When you roll a Roth 401k, a designated Roth account under Section 402A, into a Roth IRA you have never funded before, the receiving Roth IRA's 5-year clock starts at 0, day 1, the day you signed the rollover paperwork. Your years of seasoning in the Roth 401k are gone for the new account. They do not carry over. Apply this to Mark. The receiving Roth IRA was 2 years old at the time of the year 2 withdrawal. The 5-year prong fails. The age prong is satisfied. Mark is 60. 2 prongs of an AND test. 1 prong fails. The whole test fails. The distribution is non-qualified. The earnings are taxable. 10 years of seasoning in the Roth 401k. Past 59.5 at the time of withdrawal. None of it matters because Mark's Roth IRA clock had only run 2 years, and it was the only Roth IRA clock he had ever started. This is the part most retirement education gets wrong. The Roth 401k and the Roth IRA live under 2 separate sets of rules. The designated Roth account clock under Internal Revenue Code Section 402A and the Roth IRA clock under Section 408A. Treasury Regulation 1.408A10, question and answer 4, says those 2 periods are determined independently. They do not share. But inside the Roth IRA world itself, you only ever have 1 clock. Treasury Regulation 1.408A6, question and answer 2, says each Roth IRA owner has only 1 5 taxable year period for all the Roth IRAs of which he or she is the owner. 1 per owner clock, starting with the first Roth IRA contribution of any kind. So if you already own a seasoned Roth IRA, even one funded with $100 5 years ago, that 1 clock covers every Roth IRA you ever open after, including a brand new one funded today by a rollover. Mark's trap was simpler than 2 accounts, 2 clocks. Mark had never opened a Roth IRA in his life. The rollover into the new Roth IRA in 2024 was his first ever Roth IRA contribution. So his single per owner clock started the day the paperwork cleared. 2 years later, that one clock read year 2, not year 5, and the earnings prong failed. Now, the honest part nobody on YouTube tells you. If Mark had not done the rollover at all, if he had left every dollar inside the Roth 401k and run both withdrawals from there, the math would have looked very different and not entirely in his favor. Roth 401k in-plan distributions are not subject to the basis first ordering rule. They are pro ratio under Internal Revenue Code, Section 72, subsection E8. Every dollar that comes out is part contribution, part earnings in the same ratio as the underlying account. Mark's Roth 401k was 60% basis, 40% earnings, year 1, age 58, in plan. A $180,000 withdrawal would have been forced pro ratio. 60%, $108,000 would have been basis. 40%, $72,000 would have been earnings. The 5-year clock inside the 401k was satisfied by then, but the age prong was not. Mark was 58. So the distribution would have been non-qualified, and the $72,000 of earnings would have been taxable, plus subject to the 10% early withdrawal penalty under Section 72T. 22% federal tax plus 10% penalty equals 32% of $72,000, $23,040 to the Internal Revenue Service in year 1 alone. The rollover plus ordering path Mark actually used cost him $0 on that same withdrawal because the ordering rule moved his basis out first. Year 2, age 60, in plan. A $40,000 withdrawal would have been fully qualified. The 5-year prong met, the age prong met, both prongs of the in-plan version of the same test. 0 tax. The rollover path cost him $8,800 on the same withdrawal because the receiving Roth IRA's clock had not matured. Net over both years, the rollover saved Mark roughly $14,200 versus staying in plan. The trap is not that the rollover was wrong. The trap is that the rollover traded one kind of exposure, pro ratio in plan, for a different kind of exposure, clock reset in the new IRA. Most people only notice the second one because the first one never appeared on a statement. There is a way to keep both windows safe. 3 of them, actually. None of them are expensive. None of them require outside help. They require one piece of paperwork and a strategic clock. Path 1, the $100 seasoning IRA. Treasury Regulation 1.408A6. Question and answer. 2 says it plainly. Each Roth IRA owner has only one 5-year taxable period for all the Roth IRAs of which he or she is the owner. 1 clock per owner, not 1 clock per account. The 5-year period begins the first day of the taxable year for which the first Roth contribution was ever made. So the earliest Roth IRA in your name sets the start date for every Roth IRA you will ever open after it. If Mark had opened any Roth IRA back in 2021, $100, $25, the brokerage minimum, and left it sitting in a money market fund untouched, his single per owner 5-year clock would have started that year. When he rolled the Roth 401k into the new Roth IRA in 2024, the single 5-year period rule would have treated that receiving account as sharing the same 2021 clock, not starting from 0. By the year 2 withdrawal in 2026, that clock would have been fully matured, well past the 5-year mark. Combined with Mark being past 59 and a half, both prongs would have been satisfied. The $40,000 earnings withdrawal was fully qualified. 0 tax. $100 opened 5 years before the year 2 withdrawal to save $8,800 in tax later. That is the cheapest insurance policy in the Internal Revenue Code. Path 2. Stay in plan past 59 and a half. Do not roll the Roth 401k into a Roth IRA until both the in-plan 5-year clock and the age prong are satisfied. Once you are past 59 and a half and the in-plan 5-year clock has matured, distributions from the Roth 401k are qualified. Take what you need directly from the plan first, Then roll the remainder into a Roth IRA whose first distribution need is years away, by which point the new IRA's clock will have caught up to your withdrawal calendar. Path 3. Sequence withdrawals inside the basis envelope. Year 1, mark use basis correctly. The mistake was needing more cash in year 2 before the new IRA's clock matured. If your 2-year withdrawal plan and your remodel and your partnership buy-in all fit within your existing basis layer, you may never touch the earnings layer at all. Inventory your basis. Inventory your cash needs. Sequence accordingly. Any of 3 paths. All 3 require the same precondition that you understand the receiving Roth IRA's clock is its own clock. Without that understanding, no path is available to you. 3 numbers, 3 statutes, 3 paths, $8,800. Year 2 earnings hit on the receiving Roth IRA's unmatured 5-year clock, even past 59.5, 2 5-year clocks that do not connect. Internal Revenue Code Section 408A, subsection D2, paragraph B for the 5-year non-exclusion period, paragraph A, clause 1 for the age 59.5 prong, read together. The 5-year clock is a property of each individual Roth IRA under Treasury Regulation 1.408A6, question and answer 1. Treasury Regulation 1.408A10, question and answer 4, confirms no carryover from the source, Roth 401k, the $100 seasoning IRA. Treasury Regulation 1.408A6, question and answer 2, 1 5-year period per Roth owner, starting the day the first Roth contribution went in. $100 open 5 years before the withdrawal. You actually need seasons the entire transfer in time for the qualified distribution test, so the earnings come out qualified when you need them. If you have a Roth 401k older than 5 years and you have been told to roll it on the way out the door, this is your week to open a $100 Roth IRA. Not next week, this week. The clock starts the day you fund it. Every day you wait is a day you cannot get back. Drop a comment with the year you opened your first Roth IRA. We will tell you if you are seasoned.